Hey guys, this week on the Toku Now podcast, I return from my 1 month hiatus to give you the latest news on the world of Tokusatsu, from Power Rangers to Super Sentai to Kamen Rider. Also, my episode reviews of the latest Sentai, Kamen Rider, and Power Rangers episodes. Plus, I'll give a brief overview of my time at Power Morphicon 2016, where I got to meet a lot of cast members, got to see a lot of cool things, and most of all, got to see a lot of cool announcements. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the Toku Now podcast. So, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you're listening to the Toku Now podcast. I am your host, Nathan Arredondo, formerly Ranger Fan Nathan. I just figured I'd start going by my real name instead of some name like Ranger Fan Nathan. But, anyways, I am Nathan Arredondo. I'm your host of the Toku Now podcast. Sorry, guys, this podcast is coming like a month late. I was gonna do one before I left for Morphicon, but I figured I'd wait till after Power Morphicon to do an all-new episode of Toku Now, because after Morphicon, new episodes of Power Rangers Dino Supercharged were coming back. So I just wanted to be ready for that to put on the review, because reviewing just two shows is good, but it's good to have a third one in there for Power Rangers. So this episode I'll give you reviews of all three shows that I'm talking about. So let's get this started. You know what time it is? It is time for the Toku News segment. So if you're new to the show, if you're new to the channel, before I do my reviews of the current episodes, I give out my takes on my reviews on the newest the latest news out there of Power Rangers for Super Sentai and Kamen Rider, or Tokusatsu in general. So, first thing, pretty much the big news topics I'm just going to cover around are what went on at Power Morphicon. So, just so you know, I didn't go to many panels. I didn't plan it as well as I should have, but you learn from your first Power Morphicon, you learn from your mistakes, but overall it was an enjoyable experience. So aside from that, let's go on to my top news stories out of Power Morphicon were. Number one, the Chojokin Sentai Spirits, I believe it was called. It's basically a really, really cool version of the Megazord from MMPR or Zyuohger, Daijujin. And basically, it's being put out by Tamashii Nations, which does the figure arts, a lot of cool figures. And what's so cool about these figures is that they're articulate. They're just not like motion and put them together. It's they're articulate. You can move them around, like you can move the hands of the T-Rex. And so yeah, that's really cool that they're coming out with that. It looks really cool. I think they just have the models out there, but yeah, it looks really cool, and I can't wait to see what they come out with. It's apparently we're gonna get a better version of it at scene at New York Comic-Con, which is coming up soon. And a lot of people were asking, well, that's cool, but are they gonna combine? And the consensus is yes, it will combine. It will form the tank mode and Megazord mode. So that I thought was pretty cool. And also we got our first look at the Legacy Ninja Megazord, which will go with your Legacy Falcon Zord, and they combine. So we got a really cool look at that. But the really big thing that came out of the Bandai area or news is that we got a Legacy Dragon Dagger, we got a Legacy Saba. Now we're finally getting a Legacy Power Sword. You know, I saw this thing at Morphicon. It is huge. It is almost looks TV accurate. This thing is huge. It will probably run you a lot of money if you're going to get this. I'm not a big person who collects the Legacy weapons like that, but if you are going to get it, it looks pretty badass, and I just can't wait to see it. See like what the finished product was. This wasn't the finished product. It was a scale model, but from what I saw, it looked pretty badass. I will not lie. So yeah, those are the big things. That also we got our first looks at the toys for Ninja Steel, and you know, a lot of people are gonna complain about like how they're gonna do the Megazord, and it looks like a Bandai of America Megazord. It looks very, you know, Bandai America. It's not Bandai of Japan quality, but you know, it looks good for people who collect those type of things. I mean, I don't collect the Megazords anymore. I haven't bought a Megazord from Bandai of Japan since probably since I was a kid, when they were still importing the old Japanese version of the Megazords. But yeah, I mean, you got to see the Ninja Steel Megazord, got to see some of the weapons, the swords, and some of the figures. But also a big thing that came out is that if you have seen Ninja and you're wondering about some stuff that's going to happen in Ninja Steel, well, if you remember in Ninja, they had their swords were their morphers, but they also had another weapon, which was this Star Shuriken type thing that was pretty big, and it could turn into a sword, a claw, and it was like an alternative weapon besides their gun. Well, instead of their actual sword, their Hingen, their morpher that was in the Ninja, they're changing that up to where that star is now the morpher instead of the sword. So big props to Saban and Chiplin on, you know, taking a chance and changing a weapon, taking one weapon and that was the morpher and the Sentai, and switching it to another weapon in the Sentai to make that the morpher, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, look forward to that. They're doing something very different, which is they're switching the morphers, and also this, you know, this, I saw some of this. I don't. These were I think these were like just the test model versions of the finished product, but you're not of course, you're not getting the qualities like the Shurikens that you got from Bandai of Japan. So it's gonna be something different, and so just look forward to that. I mean, if you're a collector of that kind of stuff, just look forward to it. It looks cool. It looks pretty cool. So, and finally, the other big news out of Morphicon that pretty much hails in comparison to anything else was that we got the reveal of the Ninja Steel cast. It is a very diverse cast, which is what I like. Honestly, I believe this will be the first Power Rangers cast that doesn't have a Caucasian Ranger. Everyone on the cast is of a different ethnicity. I mean, this is pretty bold for Power Rangers. I mean, in Power Rangers, like before, there's always been at least one person of Caucasian descent, and I believe this will be the first time that we get a Power Ranger who is not of Caucasian descent, and that is like a big step for Power Rangers. I mean, I'm just shocked that this is happening, and you know, it's good for the show. It's good for the audience. It pretty much tells people, you know, you don't have to be a white person to be a Power Ranger. You could be of different ethnicity, and I think it started off with the Dino Charge. You only had about maybe. You had some, but it was a very diverse cast. But this cast is like really diverse. I mean, if you haven't seen a photo, go online, Google Ninja Steel cast. You'll see the photo. Very diverse cast, and so yeah, we got to reveal the cast. And what's also pretty cool about this is that the reveal of the Ninja Steel Blue Ranger, and what had happened at Morphicon was each. Because this happened during the Dino Charge panel, like it always does when they reveal the new cast. You had each cast member from Dino Charge would open an envelope, read the name of the actor or the actor who was playing the new Rangers, and you had all of them, and then you finally got down to Yoshi Sunarso, who plays Koda, the Blue Dino Charge Ranger, and he opens up the envelope, and he's about to start reading, and then he notices the name. He can't get it out. He starts choking up, and he just yells out the name Peter. It tells him get up here, and if you don't know, Peter Sudarso is Yoshi's brother, and he is going to be the Ninja Steel Blue Ranger. And this was like a big shocker to Yoshi. He didn't know this was going to happen. It surprised him so much that he broke down. Him and his brother, they embraced, they hugged. He was so happy for them. Like, it was a very emotional moment, and a lot of the every single one of fans that were there, even online, we've just been giving them praise. Telling them like congratulations. True Blue family, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't think this is the first time that I think two relatives have played Power Rangers in not in the same season, but like just siblings overall being part of Power Rangers. I don't think there's ever been siblings part of Power Rangers, one becoming a Ranger and then another one becoming a Ranger. I mean, that almost happened back in Zeo, I believe. Jason David Frank's brother, before he sadly passed away, was supposed to be it was getting hinted at that he was going to be the Gold Zeo Ranger. But that never flourished. So I believe this now makes it official that this is the first time that we've had two brothers play Rangers in different seasons. So that's really cool. I mean, congrats to Peter, if you're listening out there, Peter. Congrats Yoshi for just getting that news, being able to share that news being able to get that news so surprisingly. So yeah, that was probably one of the best parts of Morphicon was that. Alright, so those are my news stories. It's mostly centered on Morphicon, but it's something I just went to. Like, there was a lot of news that came out of it, so those are the stories I felt that were important that people out there should know. So comment down below if there was any other stories that you thought were better, or your thoughts on just what was revealed at Power Morphicon. Also, no Power Rangers movie stuff was revealed at Power Morphicon. I think there was a big opportunity missed by an opportunity missed and a mistake by Saban and Lionsgate. I mean, this is a convention dedicated to your fan, a convention that's for your fans, created just for the fans, and you have a Saban panel, you have all this showcase stuff, but you don't bring this big movie that a lot of people are either hesitant or not on board with yet. You just don't bring it to the convention, which in my opinion is just what are you doing? You want to get these people on board. That it's split right now between fans, and if you want to get people on board, you just don't have to bring a trailer, just bring some kind of news for it. If you were one of the first 3,000 people there, you got this exclusive movie coin. But you kind of it's an opportunity missed. You had a big opportunity to showcase this to the fans and get them really involved. But the other thing they brought was this picture booth where you could get a photo, and it's pretty much mimicking the character posters that they released. They had it at Comic-Con, and they brought it down for Morphicon. So, it was an opportunity missed, and I hope that Saban learns from this. If you have fans that are dedicated, they show up. If you have a movie, Power Rangers movie out there, and you don't bring it to a convention for Power Rangers, then it's kind of a missed opportunity. So, I mean, that was the only one really disappointing thing about the whole weekend was that we didn't get any news about the new Power Rangers movie. But overall, it was a great weekend. I had so much fun. I got a lot of cool exclusive stuff, t-shirts, hoodies, some pins, some coins. I got to meet a lot of cast members, got a lot of autographs. I got to meet 3 of the Super Sentai cast members from Kyoto Sentai Zyuohger. I got to meet Allison Kempner from Wild Force, Sierra Hanna from Mega Force. Let's see, I got to meet Steve Cardenas. Got to meet Ari Boylan, who played crap. He was the Blue RPM Ranger. His name just escapes me. I got to meet him. I got to meet Azim Rizik, who played Jake in Mega Force. I got to meet Serena Vincent, who played Maya in Lost Galaxy. Got to meet Monica May, who played Z in the Speedy. Who else? Oh, I got to meet Danny Slavin, I believe. Slavin? Yeah, Slavin, who played Leo in Lost Galaxy. So, I mean, I didn't get to meet everybody I wanted to, but I got to meet a lot of cool people. So, yeah. And Jorgito Vargas Jr., who played Blake, I believe, in Ninja Storm. He was really cool. So, yeah, I got to meet a lot of people. I got to meet Bruno and Mia from MMPR Toys. They're really fun. Hey, they appreciate their fans. You tell them, hey, I'm patient. I love waiting for your videos to come out. They appreciate that so much. And also tell them that you watch their vlog channel. They appreciate that so much. They were really cool. It was nice to talk to them. I got to meet Andre from Black Nerd Comedy. He's such a cool dude. He's busy, people surrounding him. Yeah, he took the time to say hello and take a picture with me, so I thought that was really cool. And shout out to Easy Rider. Got to meet Easy Rider. If you don't know who Easy is, Easy does Toku Time. He's got his YouTube channel, Toku Time. He also does the Ranger Recap on RVT Entertainment with the Shades and Matty J. Shout out to those guys. Glad the recap is going to be back on Thursday. So, yeah, shout out to Easy. I got to meet him. Funny story, I rode a shuttle with him, and at first I was hesitant to say, is that Easy? Should I say hi? Should I not? So, I mean, I got to ride a shuttle with him. I met up with him. We're like, oh yeah, that was you. And we got to talk. So, yeah, that was a big thing. And, it was just a great experience. I mean, what was pretty cool was they did a free signing for the Dino Charge cast, and I got pretty much the entire main cast autographs, which was pretty cool. And so, yeah, Morphicon, great experience. Any of you out there who went to Morphicon, who listened to my podcast, huge shout out. I hope you had fun like I did. What was your favorite part of the con? Just write it down in the comments below. Tell me what your favorite part was. Tell me what kind of disappointed you and what you look forward to 2 years from now at Morphicon 2018. So, yeah, that was my brief adventure, Power Morphicon. I will probably go to the next one. I'll probably do my last one because, I'm getting up in there in age to be going to these cons. I don't know, depending if I have when I get kids and they get older, might take them out there. But for right now, I might do Morphicon 2018 and that'll be it. But my new goal is for next year is to go to Comic-Con again and try to get down to Ranger Stop, which is the other Power Ranger convention in Florida. So, yeah, big shout out to everybody out there that I got to talk to and meet. And huge shout out to Easy for being so cool and talking. And so, yeah, that was my Morphicon adventure. So, yeah, if you went out there, just write down what you thought of the convention. If it was your first time, you're a repeat attendee, and what you liked about the con. Alright, so that's it for my overview of my trip to Power Morphicon. Now I'm going to get on to my review portion of this episode. So, I was extremely behind on Zyuohger and Kamen Rider Ghost. I did not realize how far behind I was on the two shows. So, yeah, so I got a lot of review. I'm going to do an overview review, not a big review. Not going to review each episode. I'm just going to do an overview. And also, I get to do it. Finally, review an episode of Power Rangers Dino Charge. So, here we go. Alright, so, I'm going to Zyuohger. So last we left off, I believe, the last episode I left off on was, let me think. Oh yeah, it was, Masao thought he was causing, destruction around town, but turned out it was the monster that was doing it, and it was an illusion. So, there's that. Oh, also, now I remember. There was this monster called Bangray that came in the following episode, and he's pretty much a really big bad. I mean, he's like that contender big bad who's like butting heads with the seasoned villains, and he puts a beat down on the Zyuohgers. He really does. And so yeah, he was beat down. He was introduced, and they left on a cliffhanger where Genesis pretty much offers him a place as one of the commanders on his board, or one of the leaders to play in his blood games. So the following episode, he decides to do a test game, and pretty much one of his powers is that he can read people's minds and pull out a memory. And what he does is he ends up pulling out a memory of Yamato about his mom, and we get a little more backstory about his mom, and how she passed away when he was younger, and that memory gets brought out, and pretty much Bangray's whole purpose was to show that people aren't connected because it's just a memory, but that just shows that it's that memory because they weren't real. But when Yamato tells Bangray that you just proved that I was right, that we're all connected, because she came out and we were able to talk, and she was able to remind me about what she said. So you're wrong. People are all connected, even if it's just a memory. So the Rangers, they managed to stop Bangray, defeat his monster, and in the following episode, the team is like, because they found out that about Yamato's mom, and he seemed pretty down, so they wanted to cheer him up. And this episode is pretty much a Masao and Leo episode, and they finally butt heads. Like, Masao finally comes out of his shell and pretty much tells Leo, I don't like you. I don't like guys who are like you, who say whatever you want and don't think it hurts people's feelings. Where Leo doesn't like guys who just keep things bottled up, and they end up butting heads. The rest of the team gets captured by this monster, and it's up to Leo and Masao to work together to free the other Zyuohgers, and they do a good job. They free them, they defeat the monster. Kubal and Bangray butt heads. They end up getting in a really epic fight for a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's just, that's what it is, and that's where we leave off on Zyuohger. Now, Kamen Rider Ghost, I was way behind on. I was about 3 episodes behind on. And basically what happened was that everybody found out that Commander Edith was actually Gramps. They're the same person. They find out that Bill... that was the one... That's the one thing that really bothered me about Ghost, was it's clear that Bills, who is this guy way back, who runs this super conglomerate, and who's under the control of Igor, was and managed to trick everybody that he wasn't being controlled. And it's clearly that he was working with the Gamma. So, I mean, it finally coming to head that they found, oh, no way, Bills is working with you. And it's just, it was anticlimactic, because everybody knew, like, the audience knows that he works, and he's doing such a bad job at hiding that he's working for them, but the characters are believing it, and it was just... It was just like anticlimactic when that reveal happened. So, excuse me as I take a swig of water. So basically, Adele's big plan is to turn the human world, or our world, into the Gamma world, and they use this system called the Demia system, which pretty much connects people to the internet, and pretty much takes their soul out of their body and combines it into some point. And our heroes, they think they stopped it, but it turns out they just stopped the beta servers, and the real servers were located in this abandoned church, and Adele, who is now combined with the Great Eye. manages to thwart them, and like now it's just like, what are we gonna do with everything that's going on? And so that's where Ghost is leaving us off right now. It's pretty much getting towards the end of the season, and we're about getting close to the season finale. I don't know if it's going to be a 50 episode season or less than that. I believe this was the last episode was episode 44, so we could be teetering between the 40 between the 40 and 50 episode length. But yeah, so that's where Kamen Rider Ghost has left off. So yeah, that was Kamen Rider Ghost. I mean, you can tell the plot is starting to kick ahead, and it's taking a while. But I mean, Ghost is an average season so far. So I mean, it's no hate. I don't give any hate on this season. It's just been a dragging season. So yeah. So now we finally get to the creme de la creme. Power Ranger Super Dino Charge is back, and I get to review this latest episode, episode 9, Besties Forever, I believe is what it's called. A great title, right? So basically the premise of the episode is that Shelby's longtime best friend comes into town, and this girl, who she's friends with, she has a bad habit of taking credit for stuff that she didn't do. Like, we find out that Shelby created this song about Triceratops when they were kids, and people liked it so much that her friend got caught up in the attention and took credit for writing the song. Well, in the episode, like, she tells Chase this, and then later the gang goes out to get ice cream, and she claims credit for buying ice cream for everybody when actually Chase bought it. So he got a little taste of her attention grab hogging. So basically, what happens in the episode is that during a battle, the Rangers stop one of the monsters, one of the henchmen for Heckle, and his club goes flying, and Shelby's friend grabs the club, and she's looking for everybody, and then a news crew comes and sees her with the club, asks her where she got it. She's like, and they go, "Are you the Pink Ranger?" She goes, "Yes, I'm the Pink Ranger." Starts taking credit for being a Power Ranger, and oh man, as soon as I read the plot for this episode, and I was like, one or two things is gonna happen. Because, like, majority, Heckle and the rest of his henchmen, they know who the Power Rangers are. They know who they are unmasked. And so, one or two things was gonna happen. One, the monster of the day didn't know who the Rangers were and was gonna take what Shelby's friend said seriously and kidnap her, and the Rangers gonna have to rescue her. Or because because Heckle and the crew know who the Power Rangers are, use this to their advantage, kidnap the girl, and then draw the Rangers out. So either way, the Rangers are gonna get drawn out because this girl is gonna get kidnapped because she does the dumb thing of claiming that she's a Ranger. And what has happened? The monster of the week doesn't know who the Rangers are. Here's her friend claiming to be a Power Ranger, kidnaps her, starts baking her in a big-ass cannoli, which is very reminiscent of that Power Rangers Turbo episode where they get baked in a giant pizza. And she's telling the monster, "I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm not a Power Ranger. I don't know what an Energem is." And he's like, "You're just trying to trick me." The Rangers find out what happened. They go and rescue her. They tell her that, you shouldn't be doing this, put you in harm's way. And so they defeat the monster. Her friend goes on this big, breaking news, apologizes to the whole city that she claimed to be a Power Ranger when she wasn't, and that she is sorry. And also that she goes back to the museum and the restaurant, apologizes to everyone, even to Shelby, and then she's kind of got on this truth high where she's starting to say, now, let me tell you what I took credit for, that I'm sorry for, and all of this. And so that's pretty much how the episode ends. What's frustrating is that this episode, it is clearly a filler episode. You could tell, the main plot of the series, I should say. I'm not on the mindset where they're two. I just think of them as one whole season. Pretty much the mindset, the plot of the whole thing is not there. It's never mentioned or anything. One small thing that's in there is the Dino Maximum charger or the Dino X charger, and that's pretty much it. this is clearly... I feel like this episode should have been way back earlier in the season, because it pretty much, it's unnecessary. I mean, it was decent. I mean, the acting was okay, the action was good. There was a lot of original action in it, but man, was this such a letdown for a comeback. You know, you're coming back right after Power Morphicon, everybody's high on the Ninja Steel announcement, and they come back with this filler episode. So I mean, I don't know what to expect of it. But yeah, I mean, big filler episode. It's an okay episode. I gave it like a 2.5 out of 5. Very, very uninterested episode. It was clearly a filler. My opinion is they just, we're coming back. Let's just throw a filler out there, and then we'll continue the plot, which we've seen in the previews for the next episode, which the next episode is they're gonna find the Titano Megazord with Brachiogigas, if you're a fan of Kyoryuger. So, yeah, I mean, it was an okay episode. I mean, definitely a filler. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it was clearly filler. The plot was predictable, and the one cool thing was, I hope they mention it on the Ranger recap, but I believe that the baking her into like that giant cannoli was pretty much a nod to that Power Rangers episode where they were Turbo episode where they were baked in the giant pizza. So yeah, so there you have it. There are my reviews of the latest episodes of Zyuohger, Kamen Rider Ghost, and Power Rangers Dino Supercharge. So tell me what you thought in the description below. Your comments, what you thought, if you even watched these seasons. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you thought about the news from Power Morphicon, any other news topics, the legacy items, the Megazords, Ninja Steel stuff. Just let me know. Also, leave some comments, questions below. I'll try to answer them on the show. Like I said, if you're new here, just click the subscribe button, click the like button, get my video out there, and I hope you're enjoying this. It's a fun podcast I like doing, so I hope you're enjoying this. Please stay tuned. More episodes will be coming out soon. Also, check out my other podcast, Funko Heroes, where with me and my buddy Matt, we just talk about anything in the world of pop culture. We might bring up some sports, but yeah, just go check that out. Go check out my other videos here on this channel, and come back, listen to the other episodes, and I hope you had fun listening. I hope you got informed, and if you have any questions or just want to leave a comment, just comment down below. Share this video with your friends. Share. Also, I gave a shout out to the Ranger recap. If you're wondering what that is, it's RVT's Ranger recap. It used to air on Tuesdays, but now it airs on Thursdays. It's hosted by Easy Riders, Matty J, and Shades. What they do is they basically riff and review the latest episode of Power Rangers, which would be this episode I just reviewed, every Thursday on the RVT channel. Huge shout out to those guys. They do an awesome job. So if you want more Power Ranger stuff, you want to hear more news or reviews on Power Rangers, go check them out. They do an awesome job, and just go check them out. And also come back to my channel. I am Nathan Arredondo. I have been your host on this latest episode of Toku Now on the Texas Heroes Entertainment channel. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you next time. Later.